Welcome to Meet the Press. Now I'm Chuck Todd here in Washington, where normally this is the first day of school. Everybody's in a good mood. Everybody's happy. They're taking pictures. The kids are running around Congress. Not today. We are watching a real-time rupturing inside the House Republican Caucus on a day when virtually all of the Republican Party's divisions and challenges are on full display for the whole political world to watch. Right now, these are live pictures from the House floor, where for the first time in 100 years, the House is battling it out on the floor over who will become Speaker. And it comes as the Republican candidate, Kevin McCarthy, has lost a second vote for Speaker today, and they're about to start a third. We expect Steve Scalise to nominate him for Speaker this time. If and when this third vote proceeds, we will be here to cover that. On the first ballot, McCarthy came well short of the 218 votes needed to become Speaker, with a group of nearly 20 Republicans in the caucus's far-right faction, including members of the House Freedom Caucus, choosing to support someone else. In fact, McCarthy was not even the top vote getter on the first ballot, with the newly minted Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries winning every single vote from the caucus. He's the first Democrat to do that since 2007, by the way. On the second ballot, the anti-McCarthy vote coalesced around Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan, who was, interestingly, the member who actually nominated McCarthy on the second ballot. Same 19 people who voted against McCarthy the first time voted for Jordan and against McCarthy the second time. So, as for where things go from here, we actually don't know. None of us do. But by all indications, we may be here for a while. McCarthy's Republican critics have dug in, and so has Kevin McCarthy. Here's Florida Republican Matt Gaetz this afternoon, after opposing McCarthy on the first ballot, during his nominating speech for Jim Jordan as Speaker, taking direct shots at McCarthy in the process.
I rise to nominate the most talented, hardest-working member of the Republican Conference, who just gave a speech with more vision than we have ever heard from the alternative. I'm nominating Jim Jordan. Maybe the right person for the job of Speaker of the House isn't someone who wants it so bad. Maybe the right person for the job of Speaker of the House isn't someone who has sold shares of themselves for more than a decade to get it.
And right now, you are hearing Steve Scalise, who has been whispered about as a potentially alternative candidate here. He is nominating McCarthy himself right now. The first person to nominate McCarthy was Elise Stefanik. The second person is Jim Jordan. This time it is Steve Scalise. Now, McCarthy has dug in against his Republican critics. He vowed this morning to stand up for the speakership until the bitter end.
I've been leader for 4 years. I came into this position and we had less than 200 members. We are now sitting in the majority. We put forth to the American public a commitment to America. There's times we're going to have to argue with our own members if they're looking at for only positions for themselves, not for the country. We may have a battle on the floor, but the battle is for the conference and the country, and that's fine with me. Look, I have the record for the longest speech ever on the floor. I don't have a problem getting a record for the most votes for Speaker, too. Thank you all.
Behind closed doors and out in the open, today has been a circular firing squad at times between the different factions inside the GOP, with attacks being leveled that go far beyond Kevin McCarthy's bid for Speaker. It's been a bit ugly, it's been mean, and it does not give a lot of confidence that any Speaker, whoever they end up electing, could unite this GOP caucus and govern. According to the rules of the House, the chamber remains in a state of limbo until a Speaker is chosen. Members can't even be sworn in until that happens. We don't even get to have the debate about whether George Santos should get sworn in today, because that cannot take place yet until they elect a Speaker. Today was supposed to be a day of celebration for House Republicans. They won the majority. Instead, the party's warts are on full display: factionalism, an inability to govern, and the presence of a disgraced member-elect in New York's George Santos. This is beginning the session in a state of turmoil for the grand old party.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.